the Mile High City, home of the Nuggets, the Rockies, Coors Beer, and of course, sitting in the same state as our famous friends we grew up with, Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenny. Deliberately placed near the mountains, but not actually in the mountains. A place you can go for 300 plus days of sunshine a year. Come enjoy craft beer, hiking, and tons of farm-to-table foods in the one and only Denver, Colorado. Hey, I'm Jacob, and welcome to Destinations Explained, a fun series we do that dives into destinations from around the world. If you watched before, welcome back, and if you haven't, it's great to have you. If you haven't already, like this video, watch till the end, and suggest what destination we should do next in the comments below. Here we go. Let's start with a little about the city. Denver has a relatively short history compared to the other places we've covered in this channel, but that doesn't mean it's not exciting. Basically, during the Pikes Peak Gold Rush in 1858, a group of prospectors from Kansas found a nice cozy spot on the Platte River and bam, craft beer and snowboards everywhere. It's actually a pretty cool story. Early on, the citizens held a big fundraiser to invest in making the city a vibrant and nice place to live, mainly by making it possible for the railroad to be connected there. And that basically got all the citizens hooked up with their first Amazon Prime membership. That facilitated the seeds of growth that made Denver what it is today. About 740,000 people live there today, and geographically, it surprised us that Denver itself is pretty flat and situated about half an hour away from the beautiful Rockies. It's called the Mile High City because it's pretty much exactly a mile above sea level. Average high temperature in a year are around 89 degrees Fahrenheit in July, and in December, the average around 45 degrees Fahrenheit. The cool thing about the climate is that the temperature can fluctuate massively in a single day due to the arid climate. I'm talking about a high of 60 degrees Fahrenheit and then plummeting down to below freezing in a matter of hours. Even with the cold temperatures, I'd recommend seeing the city in winter. The snow is absolutely beautiful, and I think the city really lends itself towards winter activities. So let's get into some. As always, we're starting out with some easygoing tourist favorites to dip a toe in the freezing water that is Denver. 16th Street Mall has over 40 outdoor cafes lining the iconic shopping mall designed to look like a rattlesnake, including the downtown Denver rink at Skyline Park during winter. A lot of tourists flock here, but locals are usually just around during the week. Plenty of gift shops and chain stores, tons of street performers, raving vagrants, and tourists. The official Denver website says it offers Denver's best people watching, which we guess is a bigger thing than we thought. This is a place that has just about everything a family could ask for, even a movie theater to quiet down the kids. Our favorite was, of course, the outdoor skating rink that they have in the winter. Even if you've never skated, the experience is incredible. Have you ever seen those postcards from Colorado showing that theater nestled in between two massive red rocks? Yup, this is where that is. Trading Post Trail is a 1.5 mile heavily trafficked trail near Morrison, Colorado. Amazing rock formations, beautiful flowers, and it's just an easygoing hike for all skill levels. One of the coolest things about this trail is that you can actually access the theater when there's no show going on. The trail is a nice little loop, and the town of Morrison it resides in is only about 25 minutes outside of Denver, so it's an easy decision to knock this out. Always keep in mind though, everyone knows about this spot. Either go on an off day or expect an insane amount of tourists. You've been warned. A short drive up the very steep Flagstaff Mountain brings you to incredible views spanning from eastern plains to jagged snow-capped peaks of Rocky Mountain National Park. We're talking Lost Gulch Overlook. We have a habit of creating some pretty crazy visuals on our travels, and this is a spot that definitely delivers. I mean, seriously, just look at some of these insane shots taken here. And it's a super popular place to get engaged, as you can see, because the views are fantastic. The Overlook sits just west of Boulder, so it's a short drive from Denver, but well worth it. It's not much of a hike once you get to the Overlook, but the drive is very steep, so please prepare before you go. Either snow tires or a Subaru or something. I mean, if you're not driving a Subaru, are you even in Colorado? Next up, we have Loveland Ski Area, a nice, easy to get to ski slope straight west of Denver, a little bit into the Rockies. It's an absolutely perfect place for beginners and tourists looking to get their feet wet in skiing and snowboarding. Before this season in 2020, You could show up with just over $100 and have the day of your life. But during the disease that shall not be named, they're making a lot of good efforts to keep everyone safe and having a good time. All of the expected measures are in place, but the one to most expect is clothing rentals not being available for this season. So if it's possible to bring your own or find alternatives, please be aware. Maybe borrow a rental or find a local thrift store because the pro shop there is sure to be pricey. Please visit their site at skiloveland.com for more info on how things will work. This is definitely the place to go for your first time on the slopes. Last in the tour section, we have Mount Evans. This is the closest 14,000 foot peak to Denver and is also one that has a paved road all the way to the top. Go during the day to see mountain goats or go at night to see the Milky Way galaxy and a view of Denver unlike any other. The road is only open in the summer though due to icy conditions. But again, Subaru. In addition to the goats, also be on the lookout for marmots, bighorn sheep, and tons of other wildlife. Like our past video on Oregon, nature things to do in Colorado could be a whole video of its own, but here's a condensed version for you. Rocky Mountain National Park is probably the most famous park in Colorado given a name. It's 415 square miles of breathtaking mountain ranges with over 300 miles of hiking trails, incredible views, wildlife, and beautiful plants. One of our personal favorites is Bear Lake Trailhead, which is a super short walk to Bear Lake itself. But as you keep going, the views get even more incredible. This one trail goes to 4 different crystal clear lakes: Bear, Nymph, Dream, and Emerald. It's beautiful and very popular during the summer. And we've gone into winter twice, and this is one of those places that get frigid cold, like smartphone batteries immediately dying cold. So definitely be prepared for the rapid changing conditions. The Flatirons are definitely a sight to see when you're in Boulder, which is an easy drive from Denver. You'll know them when you see them because it looks unlike any rock formation you've ever seen. They are flat, jagged rocks that seem to shoot straight up into the sky. And when you ask, hey, I wonder if anyone's ever climbed those, the answer is yes. People definitely climb those. Around the Flatirons are some nice trails for beautiful hikes with amazing views. Chautauqua Trail is an easy one. A 1.2 mile heavily trafficked out and back trail that's good for any skill level. If you're feeling adventurous, Royal Arch Trail is for you. It's a 4 mile out and back trail that you definitely need to have the right boots for. Both trails are beautiful, but both are very different. St. Mary's Glacier is a 1.9 mile out and back trail right near Idaho Springs, Colorado. Great thing about this one is that it features a beautiful lake you can walk right by. The hike up the St. Mary's Glacier ascends through a beautiful forest and ends with stunning panoramic views, the kind you expect from a perfect short hike in Colorado. Last time we went, we had to pay a $5 fee to park, but it's well worth it. Just skip that Starbucks trip on the way there and bam, it's paid for. Now, we've been to Colorado almost a dozen times. However, we think it would be even better to get some suggestions from an actual local. So let's transfer over to a call that I just had with my friend Liz.
Hey Liz, what's going on?
Hey Jacob, not much. Beautiful day here in Colorado.
All right, beautiful day here in Texas.
Fantastic.
All right, Liz, I just went over some amazing hiking places and naturey things to do there in Colorado, but what is something like you, like a local, would recommend?
I really like the Castle Trail at Mount Falcon. There's more strenuous hike from the east side, from the Front Range in the Morrison area, that is, I think, like 6 miles, and it's steep. It's not super strenuous, but it's definitely enough for someone from sea level to start huffing and puffing. And then if you wanted to go see the castle with an easier route, you can go from the west side. There's a road that kind of winds up the mountain, and you can see the castle with like less than a mile hike.
That sounds awesome. So it has something to see and something to do. Anything else you'd recommend on the naturey side of things?
If you're feeling more adventurous and are in good shape, I definitely recommend hiking a 14er.
Wait, real quick. I mentioned a 14er earlier in this video. Can you tell everyone what a 14er is?
So a 14er is what we call a mountain that is over 14,000 feet in elevation. There's, I think, 50 of them, over 50 of them in Colorado, and it's something that a lot of people like to bag 14ers. Mount Bierstadt is close to Denver. It's about an hour and a half drive from Denver, and it's by far one of the easiest 14ers to hike. It's really beautiful. When I went in July or August, there was a lot of wildflowers, and it's pretty easy. I've seen children on that trail, but you don't need any technical gear or anything like that to do Mount Bierstadt.
Yeah, I mean, you're not starting at 0 feet and then going to 14,000 feet, so.
No, you're starting at like 11,000.
All right, well, those are great recommendations. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right. At this point of your Denver trip, you're either physically exhausted or you have the munchies. So why don't we move over to the food portion of this episode? The first restaurant we're talking about is GB Fish and Chips, a fun little eatery with a patio offering, of course, fish and chips alongside with homemade foods, British fare, and yes, they have beer. There's a handful of locations around Denver, and they're all equally good. Some of their popular dishes are cods and chips, clam chowder, fried oysters, and bangers and mash. Makes me think of Russell Brand.
My bangers, my beans and mash.
FYI, all these details and links are in the description down below. Next up, we have an interesting one. This one is a trifecta of culinary madness. Denver Biscuit Company, Fat Sully's Pizza, and Atomic Cowboy. Look, we don't judge here, and we very much expect you to go and have all three in the same visit. I mean, just for the sake of efficiency, you might as well. They're all tucked away in one establishment on Colfax Avenue, which is also known as the longest, wickedest street in America. Though Colfax has experienced an infamous past, today it's brimming with history, entertainment, and glorious eats like these three restaurants. Ace Eat Serve is a high-energy hotspot in an old garage for Pan-Asian chow, cocktails, and table tennis, and it even has a juice bar. In addition to it having extremely good eats, it's also a ping pong hall, and man, do we love ourselves a good game of pong. They've got a ton of interesting food you have to look at, but we think it goes without saying that the Peking Duck is outstanding and definitely an experience in itself. There's a lot of private space as well for a more secluded event if that's what you're feeling. Oh, and soup dumplings. You need to get an order of them soup dumplings. Biker Jim's Gourmet Dogs is a uniquely Denver wiener joint made from reindeer, wild boar, pheasant, and even rattlesnake. They also have fried mac and cheese. They're open late, just in case you have some random late night influx of hunger for some unknown reason. They've got some interesting microbrews in case you're wanting some alcohol with your peppery ostrich dog. Best of all, it's surprisingly affordable for what you're getting. We think it goes without saying that you won't find a menu like this anywhere else. Linger, an interesting restaurant for many reasons, but the one that may stand out to you is that it was once a mortuary. However, it's now a restaurant with a rooftop bar offering killer views and street food from around the world. We like it because they have a brunch, lunch, and dinner menu all with something different. The bao buns with barbecue duck in their brunch menu is to die for. If you're hitting this place up for dinner, you have to try the Devil's on Horseback from the Americas, the potato masala dosha from the Middle East, or the hangover ramen from Asia. Alright. We have room for one more suggestion. Why not see if our local friend Liz has a restaurant that she swears by?
Hey Liz, one more question. We're on the restaurant portion of our video, and I know you got some good suggestions. What would you recommend for restaurants there in Colorado?
The first restaurant that comes to mind for me that's, affordable and also delicious and unique to Colorado is the Lucile's Creole Cafe. It's just got some really good Cajun food, biscuits the size of your head, and some really just good food.
If I were to go there for my first time, what do I need to get? What do you recommend?
Well, you definitely have to get a biscuit, but most of the meals come with it. I would recommend the blackened salmon or the eggs Jennifer. They're both really good.
Nice. I like eggs named after people.
Don't we all?
And they have a lot of locations, right?
Yeah, they have several throughout the Denver metro area.
But I guess it doesn't matter which one you go to, it's all good?
It's all the same menu and same delicious food.
That's all I needed to know. Thanks for calling in, taking this time, and see you later.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Now, we can't go without the coffee while traveling. And we recommend Blue Sparrow for those who want to partake. It's got a nice vibe and a tiny indoor space that's cozy, but they definitely make up for it with the shaded outdoor space that sits in the art district. They have a handwritten menu of classic and specialty drinks with nitro cold brew, kombucha on tap, and pastries. And it's not that crazy expensive either. On the dessert side of things, Little Man Ice Cream is the place to go. A milk jug shaped ice cream shop with unique flavors of homemade ice cream, and they're open until midnight. Also, they do this cool thing called Scoop for Scoop, where every scoop of ice cream they serve, they match with a scoop of rice, beans, or other essentials to communities in need around the world. So, it's definitely a good cause to eat ice cream for. This episode's nightlife section will be pretty cool, because all 4 of these happen to be in Lodo, and within 9 blocks of each other. Lodo is near the center of Denver and is the oldest neighborhood in the city. Some of the best known restaurants, bars, galleries, and shops are here. First on the list is Ciders. It's a nice, welcoming bar and brew pub with a large selection of handcrafted hard ciders and live music in a sweet, rustic ambience. They've got a cider right now on the front page of their site that's a lavender apple cider. Dried lavender, cinnamon, and cardamom spices. We like what these guys are doing. Mile High Spirits. Simply a super well done place to have drinks and a good time. House cocktails, live music, trivia, and food trucks fuel crowds at this spacious, trendy bar. It's one of those places you go to that just seems to check all the boxes to ensure that you have a good time. Just an amazing place for cocktails. If you're looking for beer, keep watching. The One Up Arcade Bar in Lodo is an awesome retro-style arcade, no-frills basement bar. Any game that your heart desires. They have an insane pinball machine collection and food if you're hungry. A lot of reviewers describe it as an adult playground, and trust us when we say thousands of people vouch for this place, so you better believe that it's fun. Falling Rock Tap House describes itself with one simple phrase: no crap on tap, and they stick to their words. And they've got some good bar food to go with that incredible selection of beer. 2 beers that stick out to us is Wibby's We Can Do These Things Fest Beer and Crooked Staves Petite Sour Raspberry. But seriously, you won't be able to not find something you like here if you're a beer lover. That just about wraps it up. Denver is a place we can go back over and over again. We don't know what it is about this city. Maybe it's because we love the outdoors so much. Throw in some farm-to-table food and a Subaru rented from Turo and we're there. I'm only kidding. We don't have Subaru money. We're more like the rent a Hyundai Ascent and slowly drive it up a mountain kind of money. So we've made a few of these videos now. We think it may be time to ask for some feedback. How could these be better? Are they too detailed, not detailed enough, too slow, too fast? We want some honest feedback so we can make this series as entertaining and engaging as possible. If you made it this far, please offer us some quick tips in the comments below. We make these videos for you, so what you want is what ultimately drives us. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and hit that bell to catch which destination we do next.
Before you go, I just wanted to let you know we make our living creating free content and resources for you, and it's made possible by you viewers supporting us through sponsors like Audible. If you sign up for a free trial through our link, www.audibletrial.com/venture, you'll get any audiobook of your choosing for free, and we'll get a small commission so we can keep making these entertaining videos. And if you end up canceling your free trial and not going for the full membership, it costs you nothing, and you get to keep the audiobook. So at the end of the day, you could get a free audiobook, support us, and not have to pay anything if you try it out through our link. My current favorite title is Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss, which was actually just released in audiobook form. It's all about the habits and rituals of some of the world's most successful people. So if you wouldn't mind, go get a free book through our link. It helps more than you know, and we very much appreciate it. See you guys later.